So what's up, guys? We got a 2 hour time frame here for well, actually, guys and girls. Arsenal's here as well. Um, but all jokes aside, I had some pretty good dreams last night. A nice deep sleep, and as you can see, I was already in a good mood last night. So it's always a good sign when you're laughing. Um, it's for me indicative of my overall mood. It's not that often on the stream that I'm uh, I'm laughing out loud. You know, um, battle with some depression, and uh, and so that's a good sign. And I've had some good results lately, so I'm kind of upbeat. Although I don't have any real plans for chess. Unfortunately, tournament schedule is a little light. I do have some team games coming up, but as I said, um, our team needs to win, and I need to win because I'm playing on a low mid board, and I'm over. I'm like our biggest favorite, probably on the team. So it's awkward when you have to win. You probably have to win like 2.5. I have to win at least 2.5 out of 3. I'm expected to win 2.5 out of 3 against probably 21. Another 3 like 2100 FIDEs, 2150, 2200 max, an average of around 2150. I'm not sure who I'm gonna play. Anyway, your tournament starts tonight. Wow, very good. So, Asterbait is gone. I don't know what's up with him. It's been over 2 weeks now. I'm worried about him. He could have been arrested. We'll see. Hopefully, he's just incompetent and can't get his new iPad, up and running, or get the account up and running. What else is new? Yeah, good game yesterday, Arsenal fan. That looked good. I think you outclassed your opponent there, which is what we needed to do. Steady game. Focusing on in the end game. You're focusing on. I don't know if you're consciously focusing on it, but I focus on this sort of accumulation of advantages. I mean, the pawn on e5 dominated the board, and that's what you try to do in those kind of endgames. Now, you had the face hugger, obviously, which was decisive as well, but two 2400s, two 2300s, and a bunch of lower masters. Wow. Fifth lowest. Wow. That's quite a strong tournament, Brony. Welcome anybody else who's here. Anyone else who's here. I'm gonna be taking some challenges with 5 plus X. So 5 plus X. Wow, Tranquilizer is online. That's pretty rare these days. He's on my friends list. Haven't seen him in a long time. Mickey, no, I'm at a PC, dude. Mickey the Lion. I don't know if you heard what I said, but at the beginning of the stream, I mentioned the Mad PC had a death in his family to someone very close to him, and he was thoughtful enough to send a message. He wouldn't be able to come to the stream anymore because he has to take care of his little brother or something like that. He's an adult, but he's like a young adult and in his early 20s, and he's now responsible for his 14-year-old brother. So it's a lot of responsibility. He won't be able to come to our streams. He said he's gonna have to take off of chess. So that's a shame. Tragedy. Enough tragedies around. So, and Mr. Slow at the beginning of the year had some life problems, and so he said he couldn't come to the streams. He was not only a huge supporter of the stream, donating, but also submitting good games for the analysis stream. And someone on sound, okay, he's been back, but he doesn't really do the analysis stream. So stream has been kind of hit pretty hard lately with a lot of missing people, and anyway. So, well, Mad at PC was kind of a new player anyway. He's from Serbia. not too far from me. So quiet here today. I just started. I have up to 2 hours. Normally I don't, but due to a cancellation, I can stream until 3:30. Normally I'd have to leave you guys at 3, but let's let's do some warm up or something. Let's see. Rook takes d5 check, king c8. So it's got to be queen e6, no? Sorry, your other queen e6. Queen f5. Queen f5. And rook e1. And knight e5. Good one, Slaggy. I had been doing this, last week, and we just continued from where we left off on the streak thing. So check, check, check. Check, check, check. But then how do you finish him off? How do you finish him off? Like rook c1 check. King h2, queen f4 check. Okay. Rook c1 check, rook c1 check, queen c1 check, king h2, queen f4 check. But king h1. Then I guess bishop e5 is going to finish him. Okay. And now it's just, let's see, not so easy. Whoa. You got to do queen d2. So you got this at the end. All right, good one. I've got a challenge from a marriage. Oh, a marriage is new. Is that you? A marriage. Americo Vespucci. Queen d2 so to allow rook f2. Yeah. I did a streak starter last night on my phone where in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep, I got pretty far. It was like not bad for half asleep. 60 or something. Usually I'll do mouse slips on the phone. A marriage with 12,000. You're a new member of the team. 12,000 Blitz games. That's solid. Oh, 3+2. This is too fast. No. Sorry, guys. We can't play 3+2. The challenges are... I'm going to re-challenge you. I'm going to accept if you challenge me, but it's got to be 5+. 5+, not 3+. 3+ is too fast. I have no time to talk about the game if we play 3+2. That's fine if it's like off stream, but if we're gonna stream, we want to like have a few minutes to think about talking about the game as we play. So no, 3+2 is not cool. No 3+2. Yeah. Okay, 5+ something. Yeah. Is this casual? Okay. So 5+ something. Even 5+1 if you want, but I prefer 5+3, something like this. Okay, so the English, I was thinking, go back to this line that I played in the late 80s. It's pretty popular. It's always been popular, since the 80s. I played it against Simon Williams back in the early 90s, I remember, when he was a kid. Late f3 is a good question. Bishop takes c3 was always my go-to there. It's basically a Roslimo. Now, d6 I think is standard. What about, what about queen e7? What about it? Versus d6, queen e7. You could also play e4, but I don't know about that here. d6. Fundamentalist. I lost a nightmare game in this in the 90s in the New York Open. Sarwan published it in Inside Chess. I think I lost in like 20 moves. My opponent never moved the central pawns. But I'm not sure about White's play here. Objectively, You could even transpose to said game, actually. I got pretty run over by Kallichstein. He was very young and strong at the time. International master Alex Kallichstein had immigrated to the United States. He was a quite strong prodigy. But he never continued with chess seriously, but did become an IM. Beat me very badly. Bishop A3. He has a very good score against me to this day, I believe. He beat me twice. I believe he beat me 3 times, and I had like a draw. The guy has a very good score against me. Though he was stronger than me through the first 3 games. He was higher rated, anyway. Alright. I don't like the way that White played this with the double pawns and not undoubling them with like c5. He's drifting into a bad position. Kallichstein incorporated the move c5, I think, at some point early, and he was able to liquidate that double pawn, rendering my position very stupid. I'm not sure this actually works. It should. Okay. Yeah, we're trying to get a good Nimzo now. I think this is bad. This is bad for White. It's a traffic jam. You know, he's got a traffic jam. Very bad bishop now. My move order against Kallichstein was different. I think Alex played probably the same way, but as I said, he somehow got in c5 pretty early, if I remember correctly. Don't know about this. You know, knight f3 isn't very common. I mean, most people play knight d5, me included. Myself and I. Me, myself, and I. Oh shit! It's your turn. So you know, on move 3, knight f3 is definitely a move. I remember losing to several people. I think I lost to Igor Khmelnytsky too. I wasn't that good back then. It was like early 90s, and I was 2300 in those days. Like pre-FM Sludgy. Basically like a strong candidate master or something. When I lost the following games, I lost a whole bunch of people. I remember losing to Alex Scherzer, the GM. I lost a lot of games in this variation. I notably lost it with White a couple years ago. But, you know, the most common move, of course, is bishop b4, knight d5. I had that with Shankland. Shankland played bishop c5 against me. So I played a lot of games with both colors. Rook b1, rook b8. It's a Nimzo. That's it. I mean, if you run out of stuff to do here, you're in trouble. You know, your structure loses the game. I mean, it's a really bad Nimzo structure. And, well, your bishop loses the game, too. One idea. Nah, this is a disaster for White. So, okay, there's some stuff, though. He has knight h4. I guess I play knight e4. Wasn't the plan, but it seems to solve the problems. Oof, the d5 square is very weak. I could let him play bishop g5, but I don't really want to let him trade that bishop off. So, winning pawns isn't really the objective here. It's kind of like a Hubner Nimzo, although that could be a big central pawn to win. I'd rather keep the structure intact. Has some tact, man. Knight h4. King h8. Shit. Oh. I don't like h4, but maybe it's a good move. Doubt it. Lyndon, there you are. Oh, you missed all our good streams this week. Now you're here for a Blitz stream where I can actually talk a little bit. You could have really annoyed me during, analysis stream yesterday. And what else? That's a bad one. And then Simul's on Sunday, so you should really be bothering me on those days. How's your trolling career coming along? Does this give him something? Trolling and rolling. Marigo is fast and loose, like most of Bob's lovers. Members only. Oh man, remember the members only challenges? The members only jackets? Classic members only. You mean subscribers? Like, no, this is just a challenge. I'm just taking challenges from whoever. So long as you have an account with 100 games and you're not sus for some reason, I'll play you. As long as the challenge is between 5+1 and 5+ something. So Ops color bishops here looks really good for black. Still, he's playing fast and he's a little scary. Attacking my pawn. Can you not do that? You're attacking my pawn. Why are you doing that? Okay, g5. There is bishop h3. What does that do? g5 weakening my king side and my dark squares. But it's very concrete, It either works or it doesn't, and I like that. Plus, the light squares are gone. It's a light square free roll for black now. I gotta get my hair cut. I'm gonna do like Ross Stafar. No. I think I'll cut my hair for the summer. Alright. So, g5, we've got bishop f5 on the way. That's not good for white, though he's queen d5, avoiding immediate disaster. Can also sack his queen. Oh no. He did sack his queen. Wow. I didn't think he would sack the queen, but he did. Maybe he's right to do that. Almost has enough material. I guess technically has enough material. Technically, my dear, I don't give a damn. How about mate? How about mate? Can we mate? Queen e2. Oh, he doesn't have access to any entry points. Okay. That's good. That's good. Oh, I see. So the knight guards you. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta be careful here. The f2. The f2 square. Shit. Here? Bishop f8 doesn't work. Oh no. I'm threatening what? Man, this guy's a fighter. He's 2102. Oh no, f2. Alright. Good game. Gobble troll mops. Gobble troll mops? Oh no. Gobble troll mops. Shrey. Arsenal fan. Sounds right. Americano. American. He's American. He's from Argentina. Shreyas, no. Wrong. No, 5 plus 0 is technically technically a number, but the idea of an increment is to have an increment, not to not have an increment. So the increment has to be greater than 0. Otherwise, what's the point of having an increment? Where the increment is greater than 0. They should have like half-second increments, right? Why make it like so limited? What about like 5 plus a half second? The last puzzle on the screen was fun. Oh, before? Like I did a puzzle? Shreyas. Okay, 5 plus something, casual. 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 5 plus 3, blah, blah, blah. 5 plus 9 is kind of long, but theoretically, no one really challenged me to greater than 5 plus 5. So something between 5 plus 1 and 5 plus 5. Let's keep it simple. Okay, the reason why I insist on the increment, I like increments in general, but it enables me to have enough time to talk about the game while we play. Oh, Arsenal's up now. I thought you weren't up today. That's good, though. I had time to warm up for Arsenal. I hate it when I get, like, they're, like, actually, Sun Prism and Cheesy Noob did this to me last week. They basically, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having dementia. Well, anyway, they just jump on you, right away when I'm not warmed up yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm back to playing the Panav because it's the only thing I really know against the Karo Khan. And even though objectively I don't think it's a big deal, better to play what you know. I have a terrible score with the mainline Karo Khan, and the other stuff that I play, like, I can try to play the advanced, but it's very hard to learn. The experimental stuff like the F3, the 4 knights. The 2 knights, the quiet D3 I've been playing lately, which is lame. I like the Panav, I mean, it's nothing special, but it's what I know, and I've played a lot, so experience counts for something. Shreyas with the old school setup that transposes effectively to the Queen's Gambit accepted. No, Mana PC? What? No man NPC to elaborate about a scientific thing in detail now. Oh, right. Yeah, he was like a scientist, yeah. The guy knows a lot. He knows a lot. He seemed very, very bright. He knows everything, and he's only like 23 or something. Knight BD7. Now I wonder if C5 becomes a thing now. C5, B6, B4. I would think like this is a thing now. Could be wrong. Arsenal would find it. It does. He was an interesting guy. He was pretty new. But now he had death in the family and can't come to the stream anymore. What a thoughtful person, though. I mean, he has a terrible tragedy, and he still takes the time to send me a message about my stupid chess stream, That's pretty crazy. But, he's very, the man at PC was very, cerebral. Anyway, all right. So I'm here till 3:30. If Bob doesn't offend me. There's Sun Prism now. He jumped in front of Arsenal fans somehow. He just jumped in front, very rudely, and laying a trap for me. But very, very rude. He was very rude. Didn't call Trump sire. But we had a good stream yesterday, by the way, everybody. You know, we enjoyed it. Glad you didn't make it. That's a great t-shirt idea. Glad you didn't make it. I don't know about G3. Probably a decent move, but there is a little bit of a risk. You know, I could have played like Bishop G5. There's the shelf. No access to the shelf square. We're obviously trying to just stuff him with Bishop F4. Black's setup is too passive. He's too passive. I mean, C6, A6 is the end. That's it, bro. Once he plays A6 and I play B4, it's like over. You know, Arsenal would have tried some kind of crazy like E5 breakout or something. Well, not crazy, but like desperate, let's say. For example. But now, you know, your other option was to play B6, right? Which is normal. And then if I play B4, you play A5, I have C6. And then B5 with protected passer, game over. So I think that A6 is the end of the line, although he was probably in trouble already. Probably. He was in a lot of trouble already. Not probably in trouble. He was big trouble. Shame you had a good game for analysis. Well, where the heck were you? And why you didn't send it to me? Did you send it to me? I didn't get any message from you. I mean, I would analyze it even if you can't make it. You know that. Don't have to be here. Oh, you don't have to be here to submit a game for Thursday. You never play A6 with C5. Well, let's not make up esoteric rules here. Imagine that I'm disagreeing with Arsenal about something. Shocking. I can definitely sacrifice a piece now. But should I sacrifice a piece? Bishop takes, knight takes, king G7, and he has rook H8. So I'm gonna have to like go completely psycho. There, takes, rook takes E6. It's probably best to not, you know, enter into that total insanity on a Friday morning. There's always next week. There isn't always next week. Especially with Trump in the White House, we don't know what's going to happen from week to week, but life is short, so send me games because we don't know if there will be a next week necessarily. Look, Asterbait is missing. Look at that, for example. We can't have the stream without Asterbait. He's been here since the beginning. And he just, like, drops off the face of the planet, talking about his iPad. You know, I'm doing, like, I'm panicking, you know, I don't know. Panicking. Really worried about him. Probably his roommate evicted him. Alright, knight takes G5. This looks awful for black. Wow, the church bells are ringing? What's with that? This has got to be an Easter thing. Am I against Starbucks coffee? I like Starbucks coffee, but I never go to Starbucks. So I'm not against their coffee per se. But obviously I would say, like, I would prefer to support Like when I used to live in Cambridge, Lyndon Johnson, I used to support like the local coffee house rather than going to Starbucks. But I don't like, you know, I don't refuse to walk into a Starbucks or something like that. Surprised. I'm not as like militant, like, you know, as you think. Starbucks kid the whales. I'm a tree hugger, Bob. I'm a tree hugger. They killed the trees. They killed the whales. I mean, we can't protest everything. Alright. Actually, I'm not that big of a protester. So, never was. He just keeps firing on all cylinders. I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of playing random moves, and it gets a little weird. But I think that black is going to collapse soon. He has pawn takes pawn d4, which annoys me. Yesterday we had a great game submitted by Camel Culture against Brainwall from the Colorado Closed Championship. My old friend Brainwall. You've not eaten at McDonald's or Burger King? That's all my kids ever eat. What am I supposed to do? I'm not a huge fan of Burger King and McDonald's, but you have children, all they want to do is eat fast food all the time. Damn, dude, this guy is defending. It's unbelievable. Wow. Okay, so Shreyas is a player that's obviously very used to always getting bad positions. And Oz, that's Hungarian. As a consequence, he's become a great defender. Check him out. The master defender. Holy shit. You're a master defender. 1804. Is that a special year in India or something? Like Jim? No, it was Demetrius used to always make his rating certain numbers. Yeah, Queen E8. He's fucking defending this position. And why is the church bells ringing? Does anyone understand? What is it, like Passover or something? Freaking Easter? I know nothing about Catholicism. There's been like one Catholic person in my entire family, in the history of my entire family. I know zero about Catholicism, except my friends in high school used to have to go to Catholic like church school, and they hated it. But this has got to be some Catholic shit, so to speak. Dude's defending like a genius. How can you defend so well? Oh my god. This is going to be a technical disaster. Oh no. Oh my god. What a disaster. And he defends that too. Oh my god, bro. I'm not even winning. Am I down material yet? Bro. No way, you hung a piece? Oh my god, it's a drawn position. I mean, he's probably like drawing for sure. He missed king f6. This works too? Are you kidding me? Holy shit. You win a pawn? Wow, now he's flagging me? This guy's got to be related to Rapunj Bansal. He's like the proto Rapunj Bansal. I mean, I don't know. I was probably lost. I could have even been lost at some point. I don't know if Rapunj was really cheating. I think he probably did cheat here and there. I think that mostly he wasn't cheating, but I have the feeling like he might have cheated like on a few occasions. There was 1 or 2 games that was really weird. But if he cheated constantly, I never would have been able to play as many games as I did with him. I think the majority games he for sure didn't cheat, but I have this feeling that there were probably a few where he might have, you know. Bro, what all these challenges keep popping in and out now. What a game. Whoa. Bro, I don't want to see my old games. What the fuck is it doing? I wanted to see that game. This particular game. Dude, your opening was horrible, and then you defended like a genius. Yeah, he was winning. He was even winning at one point. G6 check here. You're winning with bishop b5? Well, I mean, okay. There's no way to know that for me, for sure. I didn't make an obvious, like, blunder here. I was still trying to win, you know, the way I did in the game. But, I mean, wow. He was minus 3.5. He came back from minus 3.5. Just lucky. So Sun Prism, I don't know how he got in front of Arsenal fan. There's a rated challenges. We're not taking that. Rated challenges. So Bob, can you distract me a little? For the 3rd time, bishop takes h7. Sorry, Urs. It's a little hard to concentrate on chess when Lyndon Johnson is here. You know. What am I playing again? Oh, okay. You're not even talking. Yeah, you asked me about Rapunj being a filthy cheat. Get me on that subject. One of the many people who, you know, you don't know if they're cheating or not. I mean, that's the funny thing about cheating. Like, you just start suspecting everybody. It's hard not to suspect everybody. You don't. There's a handful of people you're like 100% sure they don't cheat. Arsenal fan, Mr. Coffee, Acerbate. But then it's like then 99% of the population you're just not sure about. You know? There's the people you 100% trust, and then there's the others. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, knight e7. Yeah, we saw this before, right? It's a weird move to play. BFD with your knight e7. So you just steer it into a King's Indian? Oh, AI? Yeah, even like lawyers use AI and shit for their like. I mean, you know, not just students are cheating with AI, but like people who are in established careers. No, you did this last time, right? So it's just a King's Indian attack. Nothing special. I've been focusing a lot on Chigorin. Larson, remember Larson? The Larson game? Thank God Sun Prism wasn't like my first challenge today. He double teamed me with like Cheesy Noob last week and I almost lost my shit. First two games out of the box. I was gonna start to make a new stream just under 1800s. We really ought to do that, actually. Because I attract mostly players who are advanced. And, I mean, I don't gear my stream toward noobs, but maybe I should just have like a Blitz stream for under 1800, you know? Where only people who are under 1800 can play. Be less stress for me, too. These guys are tough. Very standard setup. Man, he just like moves instantly. You don't even think about your moves, bro. Are you playing bullet? God damn. It's just constantly my turn. I hate that, you know? He's playing bullet in a 5-5 game. Yeah, now you're going to be sorry you played Rook E8. Rook E8 sucks. Now, you should think it's 5 plus 5, not 2 plus 0 or 1-0 or whatever, 3-0. 5 plus 5 is absolutely different from 3-0. It couldn't be more different. It's like rapid versus fast blitz. If you play 5-5 as if it's 3-0, you're going to get rocked by good players. You can get away with it against weak players, but the rook is misplaced on e8. There's absolutely no question about that. Because the f6 break is such a key part of Black's defensive strategy in these types of structures. It's like f6 is... it's not really viable anymore. It's already risky when you have the rook on f8, but I mean, with the rook on e8, what's he going to do? He can never do that. a4. a4 what? What are you going to do? Queen b6 or something weird? What's my plan? I guess we should just do like normal moves. What's my plan? How do I play g4? And do I even want to play g4? I don't play g4, I think. The answer is you don't play g4. I mean, you would play g4, I guess, if Black moved the queen. But if he keeps the queen on d8 attacking h4, I'll have to find another workaround to get rid of the knight on f5. Or else play around it. It's ADD. And TikTok videos. if some person gets like a lost position, he'll start thinking. But it's too late to start thinking, you know. Shrey took your time. You took your time. Here I don't know if I should close the center or not with c4. That's kind of a tricky thing. I've seen a lot of instances where Larson and these other players and these closed Sicilians, they just leave the tension. You know, sometimes the instinct is to close it up, but how do you know when to close it up or just leave it? I don't like d4 for black here. I don't understand it. I mean, what does it do for you? What does it do for you? It gives me this square, but you're not using d5 for anything. Normally you play that when you want to occupy d5, or else, you know, use this diagonal. Feels like he played d4 to stop me from playing d4, but I had no intention of playing d4. I mean, my original plan was something like knight. Okay, actually, no. I mean, there's one thing that d4 does. It would stop me from playing knight f1, knight e3, but why would you play it right away? You could wait until I played knight f1. If your intention was to stop me from trading off your knight on f5, then you would wait until I played knight f1 and play d4. It would totally make more sense there, by the way. Just saying. But a lot of times I have to give people... I give people like this credit for thinking about stuff, and the truth is they're just making moves, you know. It's like conspiracy theories. We're constantly trying to think people are cheating. We're paranoid. They're geniuses, and the truth is they're just making moves, you know. Most of the time they're just making random moves. I can probably sack a piece here. My position is so strong. I think h5 is probably crushing. He's playing fast, but he doesn't have a master plan. You know, there's no four-dimensional chess. He's not Donald Trump or Netanyahu, you know, who brilliantly invaded Iran, evaluating all the consequences very carefully before like destroying the world economy. No, the truth is that black is just making moves, and it's held together pretty well, you know. But now it looks like, yeah. Saji's about more than making moves. Thing is, he has a move I missed here. Okay. Oh, he insta-took. He shouldn't take. I think the better defense for black here is actually very possibly to take on e5, although I'm not 100% sure. You should at least take the time to think about it. Now you are screwed, in my opinion. Or at least should be. Now I have the clamp of death on the f6 square. There I think you should take your time, actually. Clamp of death. Clamp o death. Odessa. Odessa, Ukraine. I don't think so. Not this time. White is winning. Mr. Knight on f5. Mr. Knight on f5 is leaving. 4D chess move. Murder the Ayatollah. Never thought the top engine move before. Dude. Oh wait, there's another Ayatollah. It's like whack-a-mole. Wait, this one's angrier than the last one. Well, that was brilliant. The problem is he didn't consult anyone who's like an expert on Iran. We just asked like Hegseth and you know, Stephen Miller what we should do. Nice job. So, all right. King H8. Yeah, that knight was driving me crazy. It was so hard to get it off of F5. I could never play G4. Now we have to be winning. Winning a million ways. BB Sara. We're winning a million ways, supposedly. So we're not, right? The pawn smile. Pawn smile. King side pawn smile. Smiles and miles. Smiles and miles. You guys see what I see? Do you see what I see? Okay. Do you see what I see? Look. Look over there. Look over there. Look at the knight. I'm undermining your knight. Oh, you saw it. Alright. Do not panic. Are we having fun yet? Fun yet? Damn, the church bells are just non-stop. It's making me uncomfortable. Yes. A lot of bullet. He's playing a lot of bullet. 8,000 bullet games. Cable access TV. But we have fun, right? The church bells, dude, haven't stopped since 2 o'clock. What the fuck is going on? What a game. So that was 4-dimensional chess by Black. I didn't play well either. Look, 70. Bro broke 100 with Black. Seriously, Sun Prism. You had 69% accuracy, 92 centipon loss, 3 blunders, 2 mistakes, 2 inaccuracies. That's horrible. And I was bad too. I blew the win at the end. Queen H4 was so bad, it's a draw. Oh my god. I basically blew my win twice at the end. That was a horrible game in terms of accuracy by us. Alright, Arsenal fan is up next. I can't believe I'm that close to blowing the game there. I can blow it on one move. I thought he's like -5 or something. How does Queen H4 blow the game? What was his defense? Alright, Arsenal fan, let's play classical chess. The church bells make me, I don't know, they're making me uncomfortable. Satan! Illiberal Catholic democracy. Alright. So what are we going to do? What are we supposed to do? Arsenal fan. I know you like to do Bishop F7. He plays well. He's 2200. Is this really a variation? This is a lot like well, actually it's a big part of the inspiration of my for my Godfather variation, which was played twice now by Chanda. What's his name? Actually, the guy was here for the Budapest Spring Festival. So yeah, who plays that? So why do I want to go to E8 versus E7? Why do I not want to put my king on E7? There's some reason. Bob, can you tell us what today's holiday is? The Godfather variation, though, it's not this. The Godfather variation is the Italian game with 3 knight A5, which I invented on my own. But it turns out it had been, it ended up being played simultaneously by one Indian grandmaster. But I think we invented it independently of one another. On our own. I've never gotten to play it over the board. So, but I'm hoping that it catches on. If we do AI to search for the Godfather variation, we'll see if it comes up with something. Knight F6, good old AI. D6, get out. One of my students was now with AI, everything will have names. Are you in District 5 or 9? No. I'm not going to tell you what district I'm in, Bob. I don't want to give you that much information, but I will tell you that I'm not in District 5 or 9. That much I'll tell you. That's all I'm going to tell you, though, because I don't want you finding my location. Bob is trying to geolocate me now. That's very scary. Are you gonna send a drone swarm? He'll send a drone swarm. Find Acerbate, okay? Because he's missing. Don't worry about me. You're sacking a piece? Brah. Speaking of challenges, now this is a challenge. But that's 2 pieces. Have you counted your children lately? Now here's the big question. We have 4 possible squares if we eliminate the queen sack from playability. 4 possible squares for the king to go to. But this is a good move. Okay, obviously. I mean, he is going to get a piece back here, at least. King F7, pawn takes pawn. King D7 looks bad. King E6 looks bad. So I guess we go to F7. Alright, we're going to try to survive. Queen E8. So he has 3 pawns for a piece, and the other piece is in the pocket. Basically, white has material equality. But if I play H6, it doesn't look great. Oh no. We have that move. Okay. That's an interesting move. Maybe we tried this. Interference theme. Can we mess with your queen h5? This is okay, right? I can do this. You can do it. You can do this. I know. And Arsenal's so fast, dude. When he gets in this kind of position, he has a built-in advantage because of his speed. I'm trying to calculate everything. Does black look bad here? Well, I am up 2 pieces, Bob. What's a bishop and a knight, you know? Okay, my king's on f7 and I have a knight on a5, but I'm still up 2 pieces. I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot of material. Okay, 2 pieces for 3 pawns, admittedly. But anyway, I'm up a piece worth of material. Now, the key idea... What's the key idea? Key idea... IKEA. That's IKEA. The key idea is IKEA. Okay, so the key idea is to come back here, put pressure on d5, force him to simplify. By the way, if I had done this immediately, he was going to wreck me with queen h5 at some point. So. Woo! Okay, so we try to survive now. We're up a piece for 4 pawns. No, 3. Hey, it's all very... Now it's very clear. It's a piece for 3 pawns. Classic material balance. Very standard position. In Hungary, they call it IKEA. They have IKEA in India. Is it called like different pronunciation? Is it like a different pronunciation in every country? What is it actually in Sweden where it comes from? Is it IKEA? Maybe it's just IKEA in the United States and IKEA in Sweden. Been around since forever. When I was a teenager, my dad's former sales boss quit their company to go work for IKEA. And it was like 1987, and he wanted me to get a job when I graduated from high school, working with them. I could have been like one of the first IKEA jobs ever. Oh, Arsenal fan, you're so violent. I don't like you. Bishop c4. Rook takes d8. God damn it, he's so violent. Why so violent? Bishop h6. Alright, I got no time. This is getting scary officially now. Freaking out. I'm freaking out. Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. Man. How many puzzles does Arsenal do a day, do you think? $21,000 Blitz games, 12,000 Rapid. He's like a chess professional. Arsenal fan is more of a chess professional than I am. I'm not. a chess professional. I'm a former semi-chess professional. That's a lot, I know, man. That's crazy, right? That's hardcore. That is like a chess professional. He's an online chess professional. He's gone pro. Yeah, I know, that's a lot, Bob, right? Has IKEA really been around since the 50s? No way. I had no idea. I thought it was like started in the 80s. Oh no, we don't want to go to C4, do we? Can you stop harassing me, please? Jesus Christ, he's like turbo. The first showroom in 1953? No way. That's insane. But that was like in Sweden. But I mean, the point I'm trying to make is like, when did it arrive in America? Because I got the impression it wasn't until the 80s. But I'm very impressionable. I think Arsenal had something there. You were like waiting to play that? Do you think he plays on his phone? How is he so fucking fast? ET phone home. You're slower on your phone? Zoice. Zoice is slower on his phone. It's an old phone. All or nothing. Draw was never an option for Arsenal fan. He's either win or lose. He had me under incredible pressure. I mean, I think he was better even close to the end. That was a fun game, though. Yeah, see? He had this, the opening was a little bit of the top, but he had this, yeah, I saw this. So you take and you play, like, you trap my knight, effectively. You could win a piece back here. Bishop takes b4, knight takes b4, and then you do, like, a3. And I have to sack my knight, and now you have, like, 2 pawns up in a rook endgame. So it wasn't good. I blundered there. But he had put so much pressure on me. I just want to see the opening, if this has ever been played by anyone. Holy shit, they really play this. Okay, like unsurprisingly, the Latvian Vitalinch, who was a very aggressive player, played this back in 80. So bishop takes a 7 check. It's it's very similar to my Godfather variation. But there's no like big names here other than Vachier, who has a game there from 2017. That could be like Rapid or anything. You know, this is just a fun variation. It's probably not White's best move. But what I'm curious about is now, what's my best move? Queen E8 from the Godfather. That's a borrowed line. There's a game from 2019. Couple games. Wow. So Queen E8's not so good. So this line is actually dangerous. D4. Wow. White is better here. King E6. No one has ever dared to play that. Knight C3. King takes E5. This is awesome. That's the King of the Hill variation. Knight C3, King takes E5, Queen H5 check. Just kidding. Queen D5 check, King E7, Queen takes A8, and then we try to trap your queen. That's insane. Has this ever been played on Lichess? Not even. Wow. No, but this has been played. That's crazy. No one played Knight C6 here. They traded queens. Okay, everyone's like freaking out and trading queens. Interesting stuff, though. Anyway, Arsenal, that's some interesting stuff. Okay, so Gobble Troll Mops. We got last game. No, we got time. I take it back. We got time. We got 45 minutes. I forgot. We're longer today because one of my lessons got moved. All right. So we can stay for another 45 minutes. But anyway, Arsenal fan, instructive. Instructive. Well, I mean, a little materialistic, yeah, but I mean, you have to do something. You could try other stuff, for sure. Anyway, roll mops. Gobble troll mops. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and donate to knock Mr. Coffee off. Where's Mr. Coffee? Are you out there? Let's play a D4. D4. What do you play? Benko? No. What do you play against D4? I forgot. Oh, is it Benko? But let's not do the Benko, okay? Gobble roll mops. Let's play, like, let's play solid chess. Let's play correct, safe. Let's play quiet. You don't have to play D5. Kroll mops. I like the E5 gambit. Like, you're going into a Marazzi now. Or maybe not, actually. You don't have to go in Marazzi. Actually, G6 is okay. Isn't it? Isn't it? Answer me, man. Knight C2. D5 is the best move. Wake up. D5. Wake up, brah. Now it's too late. Now you're fucked. Humped, as someone in town would say. Suffer in the Marazzi, where a draw is the optimal result. Gobble mops. You're one of many people who transposes into Marazzi, but do you know anything about the Marazzi with black? Recommend knowing what you're doing in the Marazzi. A lot of people like to get transposed into Marazzi and not really know it, you know. They're just like, yeah, whatever, I'll just do that. Yeah, that's not a good idea. If you play the Marazzi, you better know what you're doing. F3 is fine, right? A6, it looks like a good move. Tastes like a good move, but is it really a good move? Because if you can't actually get in B5, maybe it's a mistake. A5, usually not played in that exact position, but in general it is played to create a blockade. One of the blockade strategies involves, A5. You wouldn't play it right away because of things like knight B5. You could play knight takes D4 and then A5. I often play in that manner. He's trying to get in. B5, but it's not happening. So the church bell stopped, and now we have like chirpy birds outside. I'm very sensitive to noises because I'm a chess player. I like to concentrate in silence like it's a fucking library. Like, shh. I would do that when I was under a lot of stress. Have you guys ever been to a tournament where one of the spectators, one of the players is like overly sensitive? And they start, shh. Like the old ladies in the library? I was doing that. And it was a sign that I had a problem, You shut the elevator. It's a good sign, though. I mean, it's a definite tell that your opponent's in fucking bad trouble. When they start shushing the elevator. That's the thing about it. Like, you're totally giving away this massive tell that you hate your position and you want to die, That you're suffering. So knight c2 may be better than knight b3. Shh. Bing. This is getting tasty now. This is like an arsenal. I always say arsenal for Asterbait. It's an Asterbait memorial position because Asterbait would do the same kind of stuff. Very bad Marazzi. So suboptimal. Ding! Can we get a ding? Ding! Ding! Arthur Bisgeier said, and it's very important, don't let your opponent know that you're losing. This is the thing. Because Arthur, he was a great player. He was smart. He had a lot of experience. When you do that, shh, now your opponent just gains confidence and they know that they're crushing you, You need to, make them doubt themselves, not make them feel more sure of themselves. Oh, no. Does this work? Maybe you have an out here? Nah. Close but no cigar. You have an out? He has an out. I could have played knight d5, obviously. Black might have an out. Shit. Looks like black might have an out. Or no? Yeah. I don't know. Let's calculate. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Maybe not. Shh. Maybe he's cooked. Okay, you have to shush. I mean, everybody has to learn to shush. The really out of line, people talking during the game. It's necessary. I think a good shushing during a tournament game, it's a skill, but you can't overdo it. You gotta know when to pull the trigger, because sometimes people are often just not doing anything, which is also bad. If there's some player who's talking obnoxiously or analyzing the game, the worst is those people who there's they're analyzing their game, and there's like 3 other games still going on. You're like, fuck you. We're playing here, you morons. I'm trying to concentrate. Check 95. Gabble Kroll Mops. Now I'm in a situation where I have so many good moves that it's hard to decide which one I want to play, which is oftentimes a problem. Oh, God. Tactics puzzle get. That I didn't expect. Are you threatening me? Yeah, I'm confused. I am fully confused. Are you attacking H2? Okay. I don't know. There were so many tempting moves. Bishop G5, Bishop H6. That's been a theme. Chirpy birds. But, you know, sometimes you're at a tournament and people are looking at, like, they're talking and no one does anything about it. Because they're all little, like, kids and they're scared to, like, shush anyone. So I'll just, you know, lay down my dinosaur rules and be like, shh. Just one good shh. That's all it takes. You don't want to overdo it, you know. Just lay down the law. Wake them up. Usually it's like at the end of the round and there's 1 or 2 games going on and people are just selfish and they don't bother to see the fact that other people are trying to concentrate. Have you lost something? Now, no Bishop H3 now. You don't have that now. Gobble Roll Mops, you have to learn how to play the black side of Marazzi if you're going to let this. He farted loudly and often. Oh my God, back in the 90s. That, I've never seen a player do it repeatedly. That's funny. I had an instance the other day where I farted and I scared my guinea pigs. They like ran in their house. All right, so we still got time. We got half an hour left. No, I was telling the story last night. Nice to see you, Dragonfly Hunter. Last night, I was mentioning how I played Miklos Manik, who's a Slovakian GM I had never played before. And he likes to drink, apparently. I didn't know that. So he had gone out it was morning. It was a morning round from the Hungarian Team Championship, Premier League. And we're playing on like board 2. And dude leaves the board after the opening and like he's gone for like 10 minutes. Comes back and starts like he has like really bad hiccups. I had never had an opponent in 2,000 tournament games. Thinking about it in retrospect, I couldn't recall an instance of an opponent like having the hiccups at the board. It's very weird. I think it would happen more often. I mean, you know. I remember, do you remember Fred Smith, Dragonfly Hunter? Did you ever meet him? He was like a class player in Boston in the early 90s, and he was kind of a jerk, but I remember he was like eating like a tuna fish sub. I could see someone like that, like burping, like during the game, like eating like something obnoxious. But eating a tuna fish sub at the board, just eating at the board is rude in general, you know, but I'll always get up from the board and eat. Unless it's like maybe a piece of chocolate or something. Or like a nectarine, I mean like a mandarin or something like really small. It's just rude to eat at the board. But burping at the board and hiccups at the board. The guy had drank like half a bottle of Palenka. You know, seriously. He was he was completely stone cold sober when he came to the board. When we started the game, no alcohol smell, whatever. It's 10 minutes in the game, play the opening, he leaves. It was actually Marazzi, that's what made me think of it. And comes back and he's like hiccuping loudly, like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Fish burps. Thanks, Gobble Romox, for $5. Mr. Coffee Health dropping, as we see. Stream Boss, check this out. Same as the old Stream Boss. So, Mr. Coffee down to $27.70. Every time you guys donate or something like that to our summer tourney fund, or follow, or make a bit donation, whatever, it drops down the Stream Boss's health. So, there you go. Now you know. What am I doing? But anyways, yeah, no, I was like thinking of the most disgusting thing I ever saw someone eat at the board. That would be the tuna fish sub. Like a Subway tuna fish sub at the board. But the guy who was hiccuping had been drinking. I mean, it was like clearly very strong alcohol very quickly. Feels bad when health bars drop. Alright guys, we have time for another challenge or two. I have 30 minutes. I have 30 minutes bonus time. You unlock 30 minutes Saji Blitz bonus time. Because we have a rescheduled lesson. Normally I have to leave now. But we started kind of late, and if not, we'll just tell funny stories. But so Manic, like, I've been known to drink during games, but generally would avoid serious drinking. Like drinking beer during the game. I've done that before, even openly. Alright, Arsenal fan. Dude had something strong. Though, we agreed to a draw like 10 moves later. I think he knew it was going to be a draw, to be fair. I have a high draw percentage, and I was like black. So, he's a Grandmaster, and he didn't feel like playing, and I have a high draw percentage with black, and I'm lower rated. I mean, he probably like kind of knew it would be a draw, so he could just go out and drink some Palinka. But there was no talk of arranged draws or anything like that. I could have said no and been like, no, you drunk fool, I don't want to draw. Alright, Arsenal fan, a re-challenge. Was he stressed about the game? No, I think he probably has some kind of issues. You know, it looked to me like self-medicating. I've been there. You drank beer in a tournament? I drank beer when I played Luke McShane on the pier in Hastings. There was a pub next to the... People were drinking beer, you know. It wasn't like strictly enforced like FIDE, like anti-doping laws. 1994? I don't know, when was it? I was drinking pints of beer at the board against Luke. I mean, in Germany, they used to drink beer all the time at the board. Imagine Germany. Like the drinking culture. In Bavaria, you think it's like outlawed to drink during the game? I don't know, man. Arsenal fan, your tournament game. Oh no. Well, the thing about the pier in Hastings was it was fucking freezing. We're literally on this like, you know, pier in the winter. It was fucking freezing, and there was a pub next door to the big tournament hall. So we're literally playing Arsenal fans tournament game from Sunday. So drinking beer was a good idea because it was a way to like keep warm. Sadly, that was one of my favorite memories of chess tournaments. There were a few years it was held on the pier for quite a few years. I think I played in like maybe 2 or 3 instances of that. But I also used to drink when I would play, sometimes in American tournaments, like in hotels, for example. You know, it's not like you're outside. You're allowed to carry your drink around in the hotel. The Adamsmark Hotel. They go up to the bar, get a Long Island iced tea, or a martini or something. Bring it down. Put it next to the board. Emery Tate used to do that. He inspired me to drink like Long Island iced teas. Not really a good idea though, to be honest. If you're serious, it's something you do if you're like having a bad tournament and you don't care anymore. Like that's what happened to me. I'm having like a bad tournament and I just don't care anymore. So I started drinking like drinks from the bar and bringing them down. And then in the Hungarian Team Championship, in the Hungarian Chess Federation, I used to drink beers secretly. I told the story though. It was funny because like there it was allowed. It wasn't allowed. It was like banned. But I wouldn't do it openly. And there was like a smoking room. So this is like relatively recently as like 2000, I don't know, 9. I used to smoke and still, and we go in the smoking room and then I'd be like, bring a beer with me or bring a couple beers with me, like drink and smoke while I was, like it was a pub. We used to drink and smoke in the pub and play chess. So I brought the pub to the chess, federation, basically. All right. But the tournament, the Hungarian Chess Federation, like, manager started to, like, catch up with me. Like, he would find, like, the empties in the trash can. There started to be, like, investigations. I think they were tracking me. They knew somebody was drinking beer because these empties started appearing in the smoking room. I tried to be careful about it, like put them away or hide them and shit. But what are we gonna do here? I drink like 3 or 4 beers in the first Saturday GM tournament. But you're talking about over a course of like 5 hours. Drinking 4 beers is not such a big deal. If you like drinking beer, I mean, it's not that much. You're not going to get drunk, and you just kind of relax, and it's actually, for some people, I think even good. The people who argue that they like drive better after 4 beers or something. Okay, 4 beers is a lot, but there's an argument that maybe you perform better in certain tasks because you're more relaxed. If you have anxiety issues or stress, I would imagine that it's totally plausible that your performance would be enhanced. But I think there's a very key, the same with poker too, or any skill game, there's a very important parabolic sort of return on investment. Probably, if you're anxious, your performance improves at around like 2 beers and then starts to unimprove as you approach like 3 or 4 beers or more. So you have to find like the right spot, but it's hard. I was a professional. But what my opponent did, Miklos Manik, drinking Palinka is not really recommended. Only if you know your opponent is going to offer agree to a draw early. The Palinka is crazy strong. Arsenal fan. Damn, dude. You're serious this game. This is a different field, though, from the last game. We had a crazy game you didn't see, Dragonfly Hunter, where Arsenal fans sacked a piece. It was a Roy Lopez where I played the Norwegian variation for knight a5. And Arsenal has done this before. He sacks a bishop on f7. We had a really crazy game a little while ago. Now, my pawn is under surveillance. What the hell's going on here? Sometimes I just enjoy talking more than actually playing chess, so we lose our concentration a bit. But that's alright. Rook b1. What do I hate about this position? Damn, he's 3 minutes to 1 because I've been talking all the time. Blog I'll make a blog about drinking and playing chess. Smoking weed and chess. What about in Harvard Square, Dragonfly Hunter? Do you remember anybody who used to drink a lot when they were playing in Harvard Square? Off the top of my head, it wasn't common. But I imagine there must have been some people more likely to smoke weed. Cliff? The last time I saw Cliff was like, well, just before COVID in 2019. He looked rough. He looked very rough. He looked like he was... Okay, he's getting older, but I saw him and I saw Alex Keys and I saw Raul. This is like a brief time when they were renovating like the Au Bon Pain. He's even older now. Alex looked rough too, but he always looked rough. Cliff looked really rough. You know, like almost like he was like homeless or something. Alex always looked homeless. Maybe he was, I don't know. But Alex, you know, he's kind of a survivor. He was okay. I guess he's like the same age though. I imagine he's the same age as Cliff. He's a nice guy. I always liked Alex and Cliff and all those guys. But that's a long time. That's 6 years ago. 7 almost. It'll be 7 this summer when I saw them. So I don't know. You know, I think they do. They were renovating the chess table area in Harvard Square, and they were playing chess in the pit basically. They had moved a few tables to play chess in the pit. It was like really shitty, but temporarily in 2019, I would assume it's kind of like back to some kind of normal, where people probably do still play chess there. But unfortunately, I just don't have the, you know, I don't have the time or money to go back there. I should have visited, actually, last fall. I was in Boston, not Boston, but I mean, okay. I flew to Boston last fall, but I didn't have time to mess around in Boston, so I had stuff to do. Unfortunately, I should have visited, but I didn't. I had the storage unit I had to like clean out in the Cape, and I didn't have time to go to Boston, or even a place to stay for that matter. So whatever. I'm assuming they fixed it. I mean, but I don't know for sure. I haven't seen any photos or stories or anything about it. Yeah, those were good times. Arsenal is in trouble. In trouble. Oh no. He has a defense now. Fuck. Man. I thought I had him dead to rights, and I let him live there. I had 95. Oh, man. Shit. Had him, we still had him Walter Brown style here, but I mean, this is really getting close now. Walter Brown endgame. Whoa, dude, you're trying to flag me. He's trying to flag me. You're an animal. Why are you trying to flag me? He's a flagger, dude. This is increment. Stop trying to flag me. Clump, clump, clump. That way. He's still trying to flag me. Time. You had a draw. And I thought you should take on f5 first, check, and then take on g5, right? This is cleanest. Because there you've got king e6, and now I'm actually like in danger of being worse. I'm lucky that I'm not lost after that. You played a decent game again. But we had built up a huge advantage. The opening was okay. You know, I thought I might even be worse here. Let's see. I gotta go, guys. But let's take a look at this opening against Arsenal fan. So this is different. Your opponent, what did he do? Your opponent played d3, or did he take on d5? He took on d5, right? He took on d5, and we were talking about queen takes and knight takes. Right. Okay, so I played d3 after we saw yesterday. I knew that was an option. So this is weird. You can see the opening explorer. The main move is d4. That's not everybody's style. I mean, after d4, you're playing like a King's Indian with white. But it's kind of a weird setup. So g6, you can see that's the second most common move, but it also has the best score. Although I don't know if that's a really significant sample size. g6 looks weird because of these weaknesses, but I don't know that it's so easy to exploit it. It's kind of like, you know, a normal King's Indian. But let's see, e takes d5. E takes d5 or knight takes d5. So I do like a Rubinstein where I play d4. Yeah, I don't know. It's not good if Feingold has a game with black. You don't want to be playing like Feingold. d4 is the best move. It looks like d4 is the best move. This is interesting. Okay, so d4, and you should do it. Yeah. h6 is weird. b6 is playable. So do d4. You have to do it, I guess. So in the game, you did b5. Issei Kagan, sorry. I played his brother. A4 is the best move. Ulferson. Magnus Ulferson. I should play a4. So b5 is kind of sketchy, but it's not terrible. And now you're following this game. Wagyu beef. D takes e4, queen takes d1, rook takes d1, and then knight g6. Better is knight a5, it looks like. So what's the idea? To put your knight on the other knight on c6? That's weird. Check this out. Because your knight ends up a little bit misplaced on g6. Because that h4 thing. This is counterintuitive, but that's funny. Redundant knights. Yeah, you're not finding that. Most people are not finding that, you know. And Jonathan Spielman would play like knight c8. Number 4. Is Bob still here? His favorite knight c8 is available. a4 was good. But I thought you were okay here. I didn't really know I was a lot better. But you got a little bit of weakness on the queen side. h4 was a good move, man. It looks like you got to play H5. And I'm better. But okay, it's not so easy. All right, good game. I'll see you guys later. Thanks, Gobble Romops, with a donation of $5. We're gonna do a simul on Sunday. Classical simul Sunday. Thanks, Arsenal, for the games. Although not a good result for you, I think they were interesting. We learned something. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. Classical simul, 6:30 p.m. CET. Have a great one. Have a great weekend, guys. See you later, all, and Butterfly Hunter. Nice to see you as well.